In looking at should the Brazilian government develop the rainforest, we're going to now look at document 4, facts about the Amazon rainforest. Up to this, most of our documents have either been maps, charts, graphs, or pictures. This one is going to be a healthy dose of reading. And so we want to make sure that we are annotating this properly, underlining, highlighting any important documents and things that we can return to later. The idea of using this document this way is so that when we go back and actually start writing our paper and we're trying to prove our point, whether or not the rainforest should be developed, we want to easily be able to look at this document again and pull out the pertinent or important information. First thing we want to do when we're annotating is go through and look at the source. We see that this is from Facts About the Rainforest, and it's an article from the Tropical Rainforest Alliance. Now, the fact that this is from the Tropical Rainforest Alliance tells us a little bit about this writer. Obviously, if they're the Tropical Rainforest Alliance, they're probably going to be pro-rainforest and anti developing the rainforest. So keep that in mind when you're reading this, because there is a bias and it is clear that it's there. So we definitely want to go through and start highlighting that right there so that we know. And then we're going to look at the rest of this information about the source. The Rainforest Alliance is an international nonprofit organization dedicated to the conservation of tropical rainforests. Let's highlight that. Their mission is to work and to conserve the biodiversity and ensure the sustainable livelihood by transforming land use practices, business practices, and consumer behaviors. So this is their mission statement. So again, we know that there's going to be a bias when we're reading this. We have to keep that in mind and still use this in a proper way. The tropical rainforests are integral to the healthy planet and its ability to support life. They regulate the Earth's climate. They are a deterrent against the greenhouse effect, contain edible food crops, and other resources to prevent impoverishment and famine. Regardless of their importance, deforestation continues. A football field size area of rainforest is lost every second of every day. Even though the tropical rainforests are in other parts of the hemisphere, they play a major role in our everyday lives here in the United States. Rainforests regulate rainfall on a global level, which in turn affects global climate. They are the single greatest terrestrial source of oxygen. Rainforests also bring us food, herbs, and pharmaceuticals, and many other items that are commonplace in our daily lives. So some things we probably want to highlight. A football-sized field of rainforest is lost every second of every day. They are another hemisphere. They play a major role in our everyday lives by regulating rainfall on a global level. They are the single greatest terrestrial source of oxygen. And they also bring us food, herbs, and pharmaceuticals. Again, these are things that we can use, phrases or sentences that we can use in our paper to prove our point. They are going to be our evidence that we are looking for. I also like this article because it gives us a quick overview at the bottom of any important information. I'm going to highlight this one right away as well. As food crops, we use only 7,000 of our 7,500 known edible plants. 500,000 trees are cut every hour in the tropical rainforest. Now, when it says this, that's not all in Brazil. They are just saying in tropical rainforest together. So it can be in India, it can be in Brazil, it could be anywhere. We lose between 20,000 and 100,000 species every year or a year. An area the size of a football field is being destroyed every second. We owe the discovery of many food crops such from the tropical rainforest: lemon, limes, oranges, pineapples, mangoes, avocados, guavas, papayas, passion fruit. All of these different fruits that we see here, these are all grown or were discovered in the rainforest. So this is our document. Now we want to start answering our questions. So according to the Tropical Rainforest Alliance, why are rainforests so important? Well, we can use any one of these facts from down here, and we can also look at this portion right here that says they are integral to a healthy planet and its ability to support life. If you want to add in a football size area, all of this information that we highlighted, this is good stuff and good information in here as well. Number two, how could this document be used to answer the question, should the Brazilian government develop the rainforest? I'm going to copy and paste some of this stuff right here into that no column. And I'm going to put it right here into that no column. You guys can be doing the same thing and using this information right down here. Now, the other thing that we want to think about as we're doing this is what sort of category does this fit in? Is this economic? Is it social? Is it environmental? To me, this seems to be an environmental cause. If we look at all of these things that we're looking, the healthy planet, the ability to support life, think about that oxygen cycle that we talked about before that they're referring to in here. All right, all of this seems to fit into that environmental factor. So I would like you guys to write that in here. Environmental. And then you can choose some of the different information that you want to write down into this. What do you think that you can use in your paper? What quotes can you use in your paper is what you want to fill in here. All right, I think the no is kind of plain to see and very easy that we can see through these different portions. Using the yes from this article is a little bit harder, but if we really look at it, we might be able to see a few things that we can use in this yes column. We could say, maybe something about this 7,000 of the 7,500 known edible plants. Maybe we would say yes. All right, we do need to develop the rainforest so that we can use those crops. That we are not currently using. The other thing that it says is look at the discovery of so many foods that we have made. We see also essential oils, coffee beans, and other medications that we find in the rainforest. Maybe we need to develop that rainforest so that we can find all of those things. So even though that this article is clearly one-sided, written by the Rainforest Alliance, there is information that we can draw from there so that we can use it in this. Yeah, we should still develop this rainforest because we want to get those things. We need those things for people to survive and to be healthier. So we see that this is one of those articles that we could use both ways. Remember, when we're going to cite this source, we're going to be talking about the Rainforest Alliance, so you might want to put this as a citation in here as well so that you have that information later on.